What's up, YouTube? I just want to come through right quick with a PSA for you guys. And, that is all skin folk ain't kinfolk from a colorism perspective. And what I'm getting at is sometimes I think we tend to associate people as being allies when they look like us. Like, oh, like, for instance, like us as black people, right? It's like, oh, we think that all black people would be in line with a pro-black agenda and would be down for the cause and would, you know, want to see black empowerment, etc., 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 right? But in actuality, not every black person is on the same page like you would think they are, right? Especially, you know, living in the system that we're living in, you would think that all black people would be on the same page, right? But as we know, it doesn't work out like that. And I've noticed, when it comes to colorism, it sort of plays out like that too. Um, Perhaps to a lesser extent, maybe not. I'm not. I can't say for sure, but I do see it playing out though. Because on occasion, sometimes I do see, I know like the brown skin, dark skin uh, women, they kind of tend to see that happening. Because sometimes you can kind of see and notice where it's like some brown skin and dark skin women want to be like low key, want to be the token, and just pretend like colorism ain't a thing, and like, oh, they don't deal with colorism because they're pretty, stuff like that, And I see like sometimes it does, well, a lot of times it does frustrate many brown skin and dark skin women because it's like, you are seeming, it seems like they're just seemingly going against the best interest of their group, right? And pretty much just throwing their group under the bus. And of course, anybody would be pissed off if that happened. Like we as black people, we get pissed off when black people participate in, stuff like that. Um, and as well, I think it goes across, you know, skin tones and genders as well. I think so. You know, it just may not be so blatant and obvious, but it's like, not all dark skinned people are down for dark skinned people. Heck, even light skinned people, not all light skinned people are really like down for light skinned people. You know, just to speak on my personal experience, particularly on YouTube, and perhaps to a lesser extent in my day-to-day life. But oftentimes, like a lot of times, not all the time, but sometimes I tend to get, you know, negative trolling feedback from, you know, light-skinned mixed biracial men, you know. And not to say that I don't get negative feedback from other groups of people, because I do. You know, but I think if I were to tally it up and add it up, I think possibly the most negative feedback may come from light-skinned, mixed, and biracial men, you know. And I do get feedback, some feedback, some negative feedback from, brown skin and dark skinned men. But I will say that, there are some brown skin and dark skin black men who do, they subscribe to me, they do support me, they watch my videos, comment, they, you know, don't call me or use color slurs against me just because they may disagree with something that I've said in the video. You know, granted, there's a few that do, but I'll say, in my experience, I say there's much more that don't, honestly. And it would seem like, um, you know, the light-skinned dudes would either just, support or just keep it moving. But sometimes, sometimes it's a weird thing that I've noticed with the light-skinned biracial mixed dudes. Sometimes they do support, but sometimes they don't. Because honestly, I have encountered some light-skinned biracial mixed dudes on here that I just assumed were trolls. However, in my interaction with them, I wind up finding out that they actually aren't trolls, but a lot of times they kind of like tend to want to, like, if I say something that they don't agree with, it tends to, they sometimes, not all, because there's some, definitely I see light skinned mixed dudes who do support. All right, so I'm not talking about all, but I'm talking about a specific segment. All right, but sometimes they just feel the need to kind of like do it and express it in like a shady way. It's and it's, again, it's not like they're the only ones. But where I'm getting at this really is just that you would, not all skin folk are kinfolk. You would assume that a lot of this would be coming from, brown skinned, dark skinned men more so. You know, and not to say that it doesn't, because sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Not all the time though, but on occasions. But like I said, there are, many who are subscribed to me and, show me, you know, so much love and support and, just, you know, just really ain't on that type of negative tip, right? And as well, it's not just, it's other folks who I definitely like the brown skin, dark skin females, like definitely, you know, show me definitely a lot of support and, you know, definitely help make those like subscription and views, numbers spike. You know, so I don't want you to think that I don't notice, because I definitely notice. All right, really, to keep it real, I'm like, um, I had just thought about something. I was like, um, like if something happened to me, like I get caught up by some like racist KKK, Cave Beast cop or something, heaven, God forbid, but I'm like, for some reason, I feel like if someone's going to avenge my death, it's probably going to be a brown skinned or dark skinned woman. For some reason. Right? Because y'all don't play. Right? Y'all don't play. All right. Y'all definitely show, so much love and support. And I appreciate that. And as well, the light skinned biracial mixed females, they do too, Um, Yeah. As well, give their perspective. You know, Sometimes things are not always what I kind of view them as. Like, oh, light-skinned women and biracial women tend to think about things this way. You know, it's, they kind of help provide a different perspective as well. And of course, as I mentioned, there are definitely light-skinned dudes who do light skinned mixed biracial dudes who do show support. You know, so I'm not gonna just say that cast and write them all off because of a few bad apples. Definitely not, because there are some who support. And, you know, I always appreciate people who support me because I don't feel entitled to it, you know. You know, especially not from, like, you know, brown skin and dark skin people. You know, so I really appreciate it. Yeah. But I'm sure many of you guys in your lives or YouTube or wherever may have noticed, you know, something where it seemed like you kind of thought that, you know, your skin tone teammate, maybe I shouldn't say teammate because I don't want to be on that team light skin, team dark skin shit. But, you know, the people within your shade, you know, maybe didn't support you or do what you thought they would do, you know, or react the way that you thought they would react. And perhaps you may be surprised that, like, hey, you know, someone that wasn't your same skin tone, you know, um, reacted in a positive way and maybe even showed you love and helped you out or anything, you know, along those lines. And I don't say all this to try and be like divisive and be like, okay, dark skinned folks over here, light skinned folks over there. But ultimately, I'm just saying that, you know, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. That's ultimately the message that I'm coming with this video. All right. Just because they look like you don't mean they for you. Right? Just because they look like you does not mean they want to see you win. You know, just because they riding with you don't mean they down for you. But I'm going to bring this video to a close. You know. Hopefully you guys were able to get something out of it. If you weren't, my bad. You know, but thanks for watching, you know. And ultimately, I hope that you, you know, out there, hopefully don't dismiss people because of skin tone. You know, hopefully not. You know, and if you do, it's never too late to start a new leave and a new change. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, adios and goodbye for now. Also, leave your comments in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.